Alright, what's going on everyone? So I wanted to talk about the new resurrection feature because that's coming out soon, and I did kind of talk about it in the news thing, but I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit more because I didn't really get into it as much as I kind of wanted to. And I didn't get into some speculation because there's a lot of speculation going on right now since they didn't give us a ton of news. Oh my gosh, the Infinity Stones of BBS. Sorry. But yeah, they didn't give us a ton of news. They just kind of said, yes, this is coming. Certain characters will be able to be resurrected, and then more characters will come after that. A lot of people are saying, and a lot of people got a little upset that I put Retsu in the thumbnail last time, because they're thinking, oh no, if they resurrect Retsu, then I'm out because that'll make it too overpowered. And then other people were saying, no, they're not going to resurrect Retsu because that would be too much, you know, it would be too strong a character. They're just going to do it to some of the older characters. To those people, I say they are going to resurrect Retsu. It may not be the first one, it may not be, you know, in the first few months, but they're going to do it. That's exactly how the 6 stars started out. When they first came out with 6 stars, it was kind of the same thing. They started just, with a few characters, and then they worked their way up. In fact, over here, start with Gin, because I want to talk about Gin for a second. When they first started with 6 stars, a little bit of history lessons for some of you guys. Gin was one of the first ones. In fact, it was the Gin, Bankai, Soifon, and Shinji remake that started off with 6 stars. Along with those 6 stars, they also added some of the OG characters, such as Byakuya, the Ultimate All-Rounder, Ichigo, of course. Let's bring up Byakuya and Ichigo, actually, because I want to talk about them. I don't remember exactly everyone that came out, but I'm pretty sure that these were some of the first ones. In fact, let's bring out you, and let's bring out you, because I want to talk about you guys. Alright, so when they first came out, obviously Ichigo was one of the first ones. He is also one of the first ones that apparently is going to be resurrected, as we've seen. And let's go here. I believe this was one of the first few. Let's get rid of Byakuya and everything else for a while. Their abilities differ drastically. They gave everybody killers, they gave everybody 6-star abilities, and some of these, especially for the original ones, are way better than others. For example, the Ultimate All-Rounder here, the ones who's supposed to be, you know, the definition of the game, the definition of the stats of the games, because it's the Ultimate All-Rounder. He is not great. He has a Captain Killer, which is not useful. His Link is good, but his Killer and his abilities all suck. In fact, he has some of the worst abilities. He does have Bombardment, which is nice, but it doesn't really help him much. On the other hand, this Ichigo, which I think got 6 started at the same time, I'm not entirely sure, but I believe that was the case. His abilities are awesome. He not only has Berserker, but he also has Frenzy. He actually can deal a ton of damage and is still actually usable now. Maybe not in some of the harder stuff, but he is still usable. He still deals a lot of damage. 2 may have come out at the same time, but clearly when the K-Lab 6 started these characters, they didn't really know what they were doing because their abilities differ so drastically. In the same way, Gin was one of the very first ones, and his abilities are garbage. This character might have some of the worst 6-star abilities in the whole game. They are not good. In fact, you can go back in the FYI page and check, whereas Byakuya does have Frenzy, he does have Bombardment, he's one for you to have both, and his abilities are actually good. Like I said, these characters are 6-starred at the same time, even though they came out entirely different times of the game, but they're very, very different characters, especially now. Nowadays, K-Lab did a really good job in that now 6 stars have actually good abilities. You know that a character with high SP is usually going to have Frenzy, or a character with a high attack is probably going to be fast attacking, maybe have good range, or, you know, have Flurry. Flurry is a little bit more rare, but still the high SP Frenzy thing is kind of a must. If both these stats are higher than 700, odds are they're not going to have Frenzy, just to kind of even those things out. But even then, the Bruiser and Berserker minimum typically are 30 or 40, depending on what your character is. If it's a high SP character, then usually your Bruiser is going to be anywhere from 20 to 30. But yeah, like, this kind of staple now. We're kind of used to it now, but some of these older characters are suffering because of that. So my theory is that when they make when they awaken the characters such as Gin, or in fact, here's a good one. Let's see if I can get him out of here. Let's see here. Characters such as Gin, and especially this guy, Aizen, they're going to be actual characters that are going to be usable again. Aizen was one of those. He was a little bit after Gin. I believe there was a few more gotchas that came out before he came around. But his abilities are also very bad. In fact, I actually pulled him here because I did want to make an example out of him. If you see here, he does have a high SP. Obviously, it pales in comparison to some of the other higher SPs. But at the time that he came out, he actually had a really good SP. And that's about it. Because, yes, he has bombardment, but his special isn't full screen. And his Berserker is at 20. I mean, at 10, not even 20. Which means that even it's not even as high as a Link. If you have a Link that's plus 20, it's better than his Berserker. And his Bruiser's at plus 15. This character is not a good character. So I'm thinking that when they do the resurrection thing, you are going to have to redo the character's tree and everything, and a lot of people are upset about that. A lot of people are saying, why are you having to redo the soul tree? It's going to be a whole grind again. But I think that the character's overall stats are going to be increased, and the abilities, while the abilities may stay the same, maybe Aizen does stick with a Bruiser, but maybe then it's a Berserker, but then maybe it's a plus 60 Berserker, or maybe they replace Berserker with Frenzy. We don't know what's going to happen. All we know is that these characters are going to be better than they were before. We know that they're going to get another Link, and that's really about it. Another theory is that these characters, when they get another Link, in fact, let's take you out and let's bring out Tōshirō Hitsugaya, the manga version. Let's see. Tōshirō. By the way, I know it's a Shinji and Soifun manga. I did that as a joke to myself, just because I knew we were never gonna get him. So I did it that way. Where's Tōshirō? There you are. There we go. Okay. We all know that we're going to get a second soul trait, and we know that they're going to use these to use them. I'm actually pretty excited this is what they're going to be using, and I think the thing said that we were going to need the specific color for the character, so we would need a red one for Tōshirō specifically, and we'll need a heart one for this guy. I don't know how many of each we're going to need, but I'm excited to grind them because I'm sure they're not going to be, they're probably going to be as hard as Inheritance Zone to get. Which doesn't exactly fill me with confidence, but the fact that we probably don't have to get as much as we do with Inheritance Zones, considering Inheritance Zones you need like a ridiculous amount of potions to be able to do that. I don't think it'll be that ridiculous, but I still think it's going to be a challenge, and I'm excited for it. I am actually excited for it. But yeah, like as I was saying, we're going to get a second ability, we're going to get second soul traits for these characters. It's very exciting. I do think they're going to try to filter out, I think they're going to try to balance the game with this, at least at first. For example, if Tōshirō gets resurrected, I'm not saying this is going to happen, I'm saying there's a chance that this will happen. That instead of, something that combative-wise, like instead of having like the second Link being strong attack damage, it might be freeze resistance. It makes sense for the character, and it kind of balances it out in that it is useful, but not as useful as, say, a damage one. It's also possible that for Aizen over here, that he'll get like a strong attack damage to make him more viable, to make him more of a usable character. I don't know if they're gonna do that. I know that they tried to balance him out when 6 Stars came out, and then eventually they just threw caution to the wind and gave super high attack characters Flurry and all these things, and just really threw off the game's balance. In a good way, I guess, just because a lot of people had these characters, but yeah, I think that's what they're probably going to do. I'm kind of hoping they stick with like good stuff for some of the older characters, but that said, there are some characters that a lot of people got upset when they got a specific Link. For example, I know a lot of people got upset when White Day Kisuke ended up having a stamina recovery Link, and understandably so, because I prefer something else. That said, it's not a useless Link because it does help in PvE, but I would prefer damage over health, over healing. But yeah, we also might see introductions to new stats, new soul traits. I'm sure we'll get a lot of people with Last Ditch Survival. I think that's one of the reasons they did it, is so they can bring soul traits like Last Ditch Survival, and the low stamina damage. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that too. Like I said, it's probably to balance out some characters. And who knows, we might even see the return of Dodge Rate. I doubt it, but we did see the return of Confusion, we saw the return of Slow, so it's possible that we'll see the return of that ability as well. Excuse me. Another thing with this, I know, I don't know that they're gonna do the same thing with Frenzy characters, like the Frenzy Byakuya or Frenzy. I think this will be the opportunity for them to be like, oh, okay, let's bring out the old OG Frenzy characters again, so older characters, I mean, newer players can have a chance to get the older characters. I don't know that they'll give those characters a second soul trait. I think they'll just power up the soul trait they have now. And who knows, maybe make him as good as Senkaimon Aizen, because that's actually a good character. It may not have Frenzy, but it has, what is it, Berserker at 60%, which is absolutely awesome. He's a healer, weakening on everything. It's a fantastic character. So who knows, maybe that might be like, okay, let's just bring Frenzy characters up to that level. We'll have to see what happens there. But yeah, that's my speculation on this. Also, I know a lot of people got upset last time because I guess they thought that I didn't know that when you resurrect the character, the original one disappears. I never said that. I mean, I know that's what happened. I never said that it doesn't happen. I think people just got confused because I said that if you have two of the same characters, then maybe when you resurrect one, you can have two on the same team. I guess maybe that threw some people off and they thought that I meant that you'll keep the other one. No, not at all. I'm saying like if you have two Retsus or two Toshiros, you can resurrect one and keep the other one as regular 6-star, and then you have a team with two Toshiros. Potentially, they might throw something in the game that says, oh hey, you can't have two characters with the same ID, and maybe they both have the same ID. I don't know how they're gonna do that. I'm excited to see how it's gonna look, but I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, that's it for this part of the video. I'm gonna talk a little bit about my channel specifically, just because I know that I've been lacking or slacking in the rewind, the whole rewind thing. I promise you, I have not stopped with the rewinds. It's just that I'm waiting for someone to be free to be able to record something for me, because I need it for the rewind. I need it for the Ginjo rewind. I had an idea and I thought it'd be funny to do it, and now I'm just waiting on that. But that said, I should probably start recording some of the other rewinds that I have planned. That way I could start actually doing them more often, because I know it's been like, what, 3 weeks at this point? 2 or 3 weeks since the last rewind, but I promise you they're not done. I'm just, giving a little bit of time. Also, I might have to redo some rewinds. It might have to be like rewind, replay, something, or re-rewind, I don't know, when the whole this comes back, because that's gonna open up the floodgates for some of the other characters. You know what? I'll make another series all together for these. I'll stick with the rewinds being the OG 6-stars, because I don't know that this will be an easy resource to get. So we'll have to come up with a whole other thing for that. I'm excited for it either way. I'm excited for that. Also, I'm coming out with some shirt ideas. I'm going to be posting new shirts. You guys don't have to get them, obviously. It's just if you want to. It'll be a shirt with my logo and some other stuff that I'm working on. I'll try to finish that out. I want to say today or tomorrow, but it's been a whole thing because I'm trying to figure out a place where I can get, better prices for you guys, and it's this whole thing. But yeah, that's what's up with that. As for the rest of I wanted to do some more different games on this channel as well. I know I've been doing a lot of Bleach stuff lately, and I have done other stuff like Pokemon stuff. I've done a few My Hero Academia stuff. I'm going to do more My Hero Academia stuff when that game comes out in October. And I'm going to be doing some other games as they get released. I'm going to be doing Kingdom Hearts for sure. I'm still trying to work out a way to stream Birth by Sleep. And so I'm trying to figure all that out, because I want to expand this channel not just from BBS, but other stuff as well. I'm also going to be doing another channel, because and you don't have to subscribe to that one, because it's literally going to be a channel. It's going to be like a co-op channel. It's just going to be not for BBS co-op, but just like other guests and stuff, and it's going to be me and Endless headlining the channel. We're just going to play games on it. I don't know when that's going to be made, because our schedules are all over the place, but that's coming, and that's exciting. I'm excited for it. But yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know what games you guys want to see on the channel. I am going to do some Jackbox probably soon, probably this month. I don't want to say specifically when, because it may not be anytime, really soon. But I am going to try to do it this month. But yeah, that's it for this video, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know you guys' opinions on the resurrection thing. I know a lot of people are afraid that it's gonna kill the game. I don't think so. I really don't. People are afraid that it's gonna kill the game because PvP, blah 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 blah. You guys, PvP isn't everything. PvP is not. It's but a minor thing in this game. Honestly, PvP is just a way to get Metal Exchange characters. That's it. That's it. Everything else, yeah, it's competitive, yeah, but like people in the higher ranks, they use orbs to be able to beat the thing. They exit out whenever they lose, so it doesn't affect their score. So it's, in the end, it's not extremely accurate. It's just whoever has the more resources to dump on PvP. Don't let this feature ruin the game for you just for PvP. It may mess up PvP for some people because they won't be able to grind as many things as everybody else, but at the very end of the day, you're still going to be able to do all the stuff that this game has. You're still going to be able to co-op, you're still going to be able to do the Senkaimon quest and do everything else. So those of you who are afraid of this ruining the game, I wouldn't worry about it. It's just an update that's going to make some older characters better and some of the strong characters stronger. It's a good thing. It's a good thing is what I'm saying. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to call this Solocast 1 or something. It's not really a podcast because it's just me, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. If you guys want to see more about these, it's just me talking about a specific subject or just the channel in general, let me know, and I'll have some of these. I guess I do these every now and then just to kind of talk about stuff, but whew, okay, anyway, that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.